Hi friends, I'm here with a yoga offering. As always, please go at your own pace. Rest whenever you need to. Feel free to skip things or change things so you're working with the body you have, how it's doing right now. Let's start sitting today. If you have something to sit up on, you might grab a blanket or cushion. And we'll come into a comfortable cross-legged position and begin with eyes closed. Start to slow down your breath. Letting your attention drop all the way down to the base of your pose, feeling what's touching the floor or your props. From that grounded base, lengthen all the way up through the top of your head. And anytime you notice that your mind has wandered or you're overthinking or checked out, just as soon as you notice, see if you can come back to feeling your breath, feeling your body, where you are right now, even if it's something very simple or familiar like sitting here. Bringing curiosity and openness even to something familiar. You can let your eyes open, keeping a soft focus. And feel free to open and close your eyes as it's useful for you throughout your practice. So let's start by bringing the right arm up. We'll bend it straight back on itself. Grab your elbow and take it back as far as you can. And as you do this, drop the rib cage, draw the belly in, and you may shift or adjust, finding what's interesting for you as you explore your limits. And then release, right arm up. Open it out, take it across, and then hook with the other arm. Hug it in nice and close. As you do this, draw back through your right shoulder so you're still square across your chest. Still feeling the sit bones into the floor, lengthening up away from that. And then release, arm out, rotate your thumb to point down, wrap it around behind your back. Interlace fingers at your waist. Pull your knuckles around towards the front, elbows go towards one another, and then circle your right shoulder. Let's reach both arms back, open up the chest, and then fold forward. Whatever amount works for you. It could be just dropping your head. You might come part way or all the way to the floor. Breathing here, right where you are. And then release, come up, hands to knees. Round back, lean away from your hands on your knees, drop your chin. And then roll your way back up. Let's recross the legs so the other leg is in front or on top. Sitting tall. Bring your left arm up, bend it straight back on itself, grab your elbow, take it back. As you do this, draw the belly in. See if you can notice something new in what you're doing. And then release, arm up, open it out, take it across, hook with the other arm, hug it in nice and close, and then resist by pulling back through the left shoulder. This can add a little extra stretch, so finding what your edge is here. And then release, arm out, thumb points down, wrap it around. This time when you go to interlace your fingers, try the other thumb on top. Elbows go towards one another. Circle your left shoulder. And then reach both arms back. Open up the heart. Fold forward. Any amount. So maybe you're coming all the way to the floor. Maybe it's just dropping your head. Release, come up. Hands to knees, round back. Lean away from hands on knees. Drop your chin. And then roll your way back up. Let's bring the feet to the floor, hip width apart. You can shift your hands to the floor in front of your feet and take a little rock front to back. As you rock your weight forward, looking for a stretch through the toes as you rock back, getting into calves, ankles, Achilles tendon. Drop the heels, lift the hips, and come to hang in ragdoll, feet hip width apart, parallel. Can bend your knees a little or a lot. Let's plant the hands near the front of the mat and step back into a high push-up position, connecting the head to the heels, whole body in a straight long line, and then shift your weight forward to lower down, low push-up. Come into your back bend, cobra, or up dog, as low or high as feels right for you. Exploring within each pose, and that could be with movement or just your awareness. How do you keep this practice alive even after doing each of these shapes so many times before? Let's come back to down dog. So using everything you know already, everything you've learned, whatever has worked in the past, as the very beginning. That's the tip of the iceberg. And then the real practice right now is new. What are you actually feeling, actually noticing in your body? Those noticings may be quite subtle at this point, but still open to newness. Let's release, drop the knees, sink back to child's pose. Releasing the weight of your body into the floor. And feel free to come to child's pose or any other resting pose whenever you like. I'll suggest certain times, but there may be other times that would be beneficial for you. With arms out in front of you, walk your hands over to the left and then pull back through your right hip, stretching right side a little more. Come through center and over to the other side. Let's come back to center. Lift up through table. Come back through down dog. Bend your knees, look forward, and lightly hop or step your feet to the front of your mat. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold, let your head release fully. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Let's take a full A-series sun salutation. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop back. Lower down. Up dog or cobra. Back to down dog. Let's take 5 breaths here in down dog, or you might come to child's pose or sitting or any other neutral shape. Last deep breath in and out. Let's come back through down dog and step or hop your feet forward. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Again, inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. Back to down dog. This time from down dog, take your right leg up to the ceiling. Bend your knee to your chest and start circling this bent right knee, making the biggest circle possible for your hip joint, feeling what you're doing, what's being stirred up with these movements. And next time your leg is up, reach it straight, circle your ankle a few times. Big circles both directions. Take your leg a little higher, and then bring your right knee towards right upper arm. Extend it up and back. Take it across towards left upper arm. Reach it up and back. Now right towards the center of your chest. Extend it up and back. Big step forward. High lunge. Inhale, arms up. Settle in. Let's grab the left wrist and take it across for a little side bend. Come over to the other side. Back to center. Interlace fingers behind your back. Lift the chest. Release arms up. Tip forward, standing splits, hands to the floor or to a couple of blocks. We'll do this with hips square. And with the upper body letting go like ragdoll. Feel the weight of your head hanging, releasing. Step back, warrior one. Last breath. Release, make your way back to down dog. You might take vinyasa. You might move in some other way. Just feel what you're choosing to do, whatever that is. Slow down your breath, and then from down dog, left leg sweeps up. Bend your knee in and start circling. Next time your leg is up, reach it straight and circle your ankle a few times. Big circles, both directions. Take your leg a little higher and then left knee towards left upper arm. Extend it up and back. Bring it across towards right upper arm. Send it up and back. Now right towards the center of your chest. Extend it up and back. Big step forward. High lunge, inhale, arms up. Sink low. Grab your right wrist, take it across. Come over to the other side. Back to center. Interlace fingers behind your back. Other thumb on top this time, the way you don't normally cross. Release arms up. Tip forward. Standing splits. Let your head hang. Let the neck release. Stretch that back leg as long as you can. Release, step back. Warrior one. Doing all the things you know to do and continuing to be open to newness. Release. Make your way back to down dog, however you want to move. And then either rest in down dog or child's pose or sitting or any other neutral shape. More important than the shape, coming back to a quality of presence. One more deep breath here. Come back through down dog and step or hop your feet forward. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Let's bend the knees and come into chair, Utkatasana. So through practice, we can gather information about each of these poses. So you have what you have so far, all the things you've learned. And then there's the integration of those. In this moment, how much can you notice and then use what you're noticing, what you know, to come into the fullest expression. One more breath. Release, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And back to down dog. Right leg sweeps up. Step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Let's come into warrior three. Shift forward and find your balance. You can modify or adjust however you need to. One more breath here. Step back. Warrior one breath. Release through your movement transition. Same thing, other side. Arms up. Warrior three. So you can bend or straighten your supporting leg. You can choose any arm position. Your back foot could be flexed or pointed. Last breath here. Step back. Warrior one. Release through your movement transition. Settle into a good rest. Letting all of that go, but keeping breath deep. Come back through down dog. And we're going to take that same leg sequence, that same sequence we just did, one breath per movement. And I will speak at my pace. You can move at your pace, which might be faster or slower than I'm speaking. See if you can coordinate your breath with your movement. And don't worry about it. So next inhale, right leg sweeps up. Step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Warrior three, one breath. Step back, warrior one. Release through a vinyasa. Same thing, other side. Left leg sweeps up. Step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Warrior 3. Step back. Warrior 1. Release through your movement transition, which could be a vinyasa, could be just stepping back, something else. Same thing again. 1 breath per movement. Move at your pace. Right leg up. Step forward. Arms up. Warrior 3. Warrior 1. Release. Left leg high. Step forward. Arms up. Warrior 3. Step back. Warrior 1. Release. Again, right leg high. Step forward. Arms up. Warrior 3. We're going to add on this time from Warrior 3. Rise up to standing. Bring your left knee to your chest. Right arm can be out to the side or at the hip. You can stay holding your knee or grab the big toes with your first 2 finger and thumb. Extending part way or all the way straight. Shoulders and hips square to your front. Open your left leg out to the left. Just at a slight angle so your shoulders and hips are still square to the front. Bring it back to the front and then let's set up for a twist. Opposite hand can come to the outside of the knee or the outside of the foot. Roll open through your left shoulder. Extend left arm back. Release with the front hand, catch with the back hand, King Dancer, last balance on this side. Last breath here. Step back, high lunge. We're going to make our way back to down dog. If you want to take a few handstand swings on your way, you are welcome. You can do as many or few as you like, including none. Eventually making your way back to down dog. From down dog, left leg sweeps up. Step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Warrior 3. Rise up to standing. Bring your right knee to your chest. Get steady. If you did so on the other side, you might grab your big toe. Working with your limits. It would not be better to get your leg higher. So you're just going to what's possible for you and practicing feeling that, being with that, whatever that's like. Open your leg out to the right, just at a slight angle. Shoulders are down. Face relaxed. Bring it back to the front, get set up for your twist. Opposite hand to the outside of the knee or the outside of the foot. Release with the front hand, catch with the back hand, King Dancer, Natarajasana. Last breath. Step back. High lunge. Make your way back to down dog. Maybe a few handstand swings. And then back to a good rest, letting go of all of that. Let's come back through down dog. And into a pigeon pose, right side. We're going to slide the right knee forward. Scoot back through the left leg. Help the hips get as low as they'll go. And then we're going to take an upright variation. So if you need support under your hip, feel free to do that. Or you want to adjust the angle of your front leg so it's a little easier to balance. Your hands can be on the floor, on your legs, on blocks. Or there's several back leg variations you may explore. One is to grab the foot and draw it in. As you do this, notice if your hips retreat. See if you can keep the hips low. Another variation is to kick your foot back, letting the arm be pulled straight, opening through the chest. If there's another variation you know or want to try, you're welcome. There's lots of them. If they feel like a good idea today, keep going. And whenever you're ready, you can fold. Coming to a more passive, relaxed variation. And breath is steady throughout. Let's bring the upper body back up. If you have something under your hip, move it out of your way so that you can lean to the right. Bring the left leg around to the front. Let's take a double pigeon, but we'll have the right leg on top. So we're still getting into that same right hip. So in double pigeon, we're going towards ankle on top of knee, knee on top of ankle with feet flexed. If that's too tight, if it's way up in the air or not possible, you can slide your ankles towards one another to make it a little more accessible. You could sit up on something, or you could instead have the right leg in front. So somewhere along the way, going towards a flat back, towards folding. You might lean your elbows into your shins, you might lean into fingertips or block, or if you're close to getting elbows to the floor, you might lean into a block, same thing with the chest or forehead. And we want to play right at the edge, so kind of dive in, see what's possible. If it's too much, at any moment back out. And at any moment, you might go deeper. While you're experiencing what this pose is stirring up in you, can you relax? Can you notice unnecessary tension that might creep in and release it? Let's bring the upper body back up. And we're going to take that top leg and swing it around to the back for pigeon on the other side. And you may need to take some time adjusting. You might tuck the back toes to make sure you're on the center line of the back leg, adjust the angle. And you can walk the hands in, start exploring your upright position. If you tried some back leg variations on the other side, you can do those same things again. Maybe drawing the foot in, looking for that quad stretch. Perhaps kicking the foot back, little chest opener, a little like King Dancer, same arm position. And then if you did experiment with anything else on the other side, you might try those same things again, being mindful for how it actually is right now. There were deep variations that used to make sense for my 20-year-old body that no longer serve me, so I leave them. So make sure that you're listening to the real-time feedback, not your memory of what had worked or could possibly work, but really what's here right now. Can you keep opening up, taking in what's here now, just like this? Let's bring the upper body back up, take your time. If you have something under your hip, move it out of the way so you can lean to the left, bring the right leg around, and then we'll take a double pigeon with left leg on top. So ankle on top of knee, knee on top of ankle. Modify or adjust by sliding ankles towards one another, putting the left leg in front, or lifting up the hips with a cushion, blanket, block. And then dive in there, going towards length, towards folding, relaxing your jaw the whole time, relaxing the muscles around your eyes, your neck, your shoulders. Let's bring the upper body back up. Unwind, and this time take a little windshield wiper side to side. Let the knees flop one way and the other. You can kind of rub your hips into the floor. So I'm going to suggest a shoulder stand and plow, and these are not poses for everybody, so I'm going to offer some alternatives first. If you know shoulder stand and plow and those are for you, you can come right into it and I'll join you when I'm ready. So one gentle way is to bring a block under your bum and then take your legs up in the air. It's pretty much the same thing, just pared down to a more accessible version. You could do legs up the wall if you have a wall nearby, and that could be with or without something under your bum. Kind of roll onto your back, so very gentle inversion. Now, those of you doing shoulder stand and plow, really feel for the rightness of this now. I notice for me, this is a pose that sometimes works and sometimes it's not a good idea. It feels too tight. So for whatever reason, if it's not working, choose one of those others. You can rock legs overhead, elbows scoot in towards one another, and then take the legs up in the air. And we are going towards things stacked. Heels above hips, above shoulders. But if that is too tight, your body will naturally modify by taking hips back, heels forward. So go ahead and do that if that's working better for you. You can stay as long or short as you like here. If you do want to take one or both legs overhead, you can take any variation. Plow is one option, legs overhead. When you are ready to roll down, do so as slowly as you can. So you could slow yourself down with hands on the floor, hands on your hips, or hands on your feet, pulling on the feet or ankles like brakes. Once the hips are down, take a few moments. That's a very deep forward fold to allow your back to recover, coming back to its natural position. We'll take a fish pose as a counter stretch. If you would prefer to do supported fish and you have some props, feel free to do that. Otherwise, there are several ways of coming into fish. The one I'll suggest is rocking side to side to bring your hands, palms facing down underneath you, elbows in close. So once your hands are under you, you can bend your elbows, so push your elbows into the floor to lift the chest, and then drop your head back. Once your head is on the floor, you can kind of slide your hands out from under you. Really, most of the weight is in the hips and the head. The elbows don't need to be on the floor. They can, but they don't need to. There are lots of other variations of this. If there are any you want to try, you're welcome. Feeling for the rightness of this right now and exiting the pose when you're ready. When you are ready, you can come onto your back. Take a few moments with back flat, just feeling the effect of that. And I'm going to start to wind down this practice. So check in with your body. What's needed right now? Is there any part of your body that could use some attention? Is there some pose that you would love to do before Shavasana? You can take your time, and it doesn't even have to be a pose. Maybe it's just a little wiggling around, a little self-massage. Really anything or nothing. A twist is a great ending pose. If you're not sure what to do, you might just take a few moments in a twist. Each time you finish something, just asking again, what's needed now? And when nothing else is needed, you can start getting comfortable for Shavasana, your final resting pose. So if you want to adjust your clothing, grab props, a little self-massage, take your time getting settled. I think Shavasana is the most important pose we do. So even if it's just a few moments, letting this practice soak in. Just been moving energy around, creating new pathways, new habits, patterns. I see Shavasana as a time to integrate. When we set up the conditions such that nothing is really needed to do for that integration to occur, and just come into a relaxed position and let go. You can let go of your breath, let go of doing anything. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Gradually increasing movement through your wrists and ankles. Eventually stretching out long through your arms and legs. When you're ready, bring your knees in. Roll to one side. And then use your hands to help you up to sitting. We'll bring hands together at the heart. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for practicing with me today. Thanks for taking such good care of yourself, taking time to slow down and reset. So good.